Hello and welcome. This is Michelle Sizemore, Independent Advisor with Creative Memories. Today I'm going to show you how to make this Sunshine Arches border using this Sunshine Arches Border Maker cartridge. It's kind of a mouthful. And I also used the straight trimmer, the straight 12-inch trimmer from Creative Memories, and a repositionable tape runner. And then the papers that I used are these beautiful papers from the Serene Waters collection. I love all these papers. So the first thing I'm going to do is to show you how to make this part, the Sunshine Arches. You're going to take your yellow paper and we're going to cut a strip of Sunshine Arches with the Border Maker system. I'm going to open this up, pop the tray into place, open the arm, put my paper in, line it up all the way around so it lines up with those lips that stick up, pop the tray underneath, and you'll hear it pop back in place, and put your paper in here, line your notches up, and when the notches are lined up, things are lined up underneath, and come out just a little bit, and then punch the whole thing. Sometimes you have to move some of the stuff out of the way so it won't get caught up in there. And there we go. Okay, so that is a 12-inch border, one-sided border. Now I need to make this two-sided. There's a little trick. You just need to make sure you measure it correctly to create this border. And I'm going to measure that at 2.5 inches. And to do that, you're going to flip this over this way. You want the outermost tip to be at the 2.5 inch mark. That 2.5 inch mark is right there. Okay, so it's going to follow along this line right here. The highest point should match up to that line. I love these grid marks because you can think it's straight, but then you look at the grid marks and realize you're not. So now I'm straight. The highest point matches up with that line all the way down. And then all I need to do is do a straight cut, set this aside, and then I do another cut with the Border Maker system, just like I did before. Okay. And cut this side. All right, I'm done with that. And now I have my double arches Sunshine. Let's move all this Border Maker stuff out of the way because I'm done with that. Kind of get rid of my scraps. It's really good to clean off your scraps in between using your punches so they won't get caught up in your punches. So I've got a little basket here that I'm just wiping them off into. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is just cut 2 strips of paper. The trickiest one is this strip. And I said it needs to be 2 squares wide, which means I wanted the look of 2 squares showing and I want the multicolors going down. So there's a little trick to that, a couple tricks to that. You need to make sure that your paper, if it's positioned like this and you cut all the way down, you're not getting all the colors in a strip. You're going to get just the aqua. So you want to flip it this way so that when you cut it, you're going to have all the colors. Now, the tricky part, it's not hard, it's just you want to cut it so that you can still see a tiny bit of the white on the outside. That's what I liked. So when I look at this trimmer, there's this little guide right here that has a line and it goes all the way down and it shows me exactly where that's going to cut. It is not, let's go over one. Let's do it one more time. This looks about right. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to cut there and that is exactly what I wanted. Now, I'm going to go over 2 squares because I want this to be 2 squares wide. I'm lining the white part up with this dotted line on the left, because that's where your blade always comes down, is on the left-hand side dotted line. I'm gonna line that up because I want it to look like it cuts, it still shows a little bit of the white. I'm gonna look at this guide. Usually I don't use this guide, but if I'm doing little intricate pieces like this where it really matters because I want some of the white to show, it really helps to use this. And I still might not get it perfect, and if I don't, I can just use scissors. It's pretty close to perfect. Not quite though. If you'll notice, there's a few little colors poking through, but all I have to do is take my scissors and cut just a little bit off in just a couple of little spots. And that's it. Okay, so then I get the look of my 2-inch square. And then this one needs to be cut 6/8 inches. So the guides on this trimmer are great, so it's easy to cut it like that. So I just take this, and again, it matters which direction the paper is. I want this to look like this, where the stripes are going down this way on my cut. That means I need to position my paper this way, because when it cuts, the stripes will go this way. If you did it this way, they'd be going down this way. So this is 6/8 of an inch. So I'm just gonna measure that. You've got all these great grid marks on here, so it's good. You can see exactly where that is, and it's right there. And you line it up all the way down, and you cut. Okay, and I think that looks perfect to me, or close enough to perfect. Okay, so I take this, and then I want to mount my multicolored piece on here. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna mount that on top so that just a little bit of that blue shows on the other side. And I'm just gonna use my repositionable tape runner. Mount this on top of this. Make sure it's about even on both sides. And then all you do is mount this on top of this, and you're done. I want it so that none of the solid part in the middle shows. So I just position it like that. Okay, so then I'm done. Well, I'm almost done. Then all I do is mount it. I wanted a little subtle background. This paper just has a little bit of a grid to it, just a little soft kind of a grid to it. And I forgot to measure that. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some tape runner on the back of this, and I could actually use this as my scrapbook page. I actually like that a lot. So I'm gonna take my tape runner and just run on the back of this. Pretty gentle, you don't need a lot. I'm just doing little dabs, and I see there's a little mistake. These micro scissors are great for when you get a little mistake like that. It's just a little piece of yellow hanging off. And also, I just want to trim that a little because the blue is kind of sticking out. You almost can't see it. See right here, the blue's sticking out too much. I don't really want that to show on the edge. So I'll just take my micro scissors. And then all I have to do is put my tape runner on the back and mount it down. Thank y'all so much for watching my video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.